New toy coming in. Yeah, baby. There we go. I'm at the, well, oh, yes, I'm going to go to 6637 route. It's a monster filter. I went with Riff Raff diesel. It's an early 99, and it needs a bent pipe to make it fit. He makes this custom tube. This is a lot heavier than I thought it would be. Nice coating on it. Nice clamp. I got the sock because I want to keep it clean, make the filter last a little longer. It'll pay for itself if it helps prolong the life of this filter because they're not cheap. Why am I going this route? I don't like noise. That's the negative on this. You know, this thing is noisy enough. I'm looking for fuel efficiency. I want to bump up fuel economy. Okay. If I can get that, if I can get more power, and if the noise is acceptable, meaning it's not like out of, you know, crazy loud, then I'll deal with it. It's a reversible modification. I can put the box right back in. This is an E99. The factory cold air box does not have a battery tray. You don't have to worry about that. I'll here. Let me pop the hood and show you. Okay, take a look right here. The box, it's a separate unit. There's no snorkel here, like most of them have, going up front, sucking air from the front. Now, I'm pretty familiar with the debate on changing out the cold air with an aftermarket one or this one that's not going to have air drawn in from the outside. I got theories. I don't know if I'll be able to prove or dispel them, but I'm going to give it a shot, okay? When I was towing 2 months ago, up a grade, towing 11,000 pounds, made it about 20,000 pounds combined gross vehicle weight, which is right at the limit for this vehicle. This little gauge here, what it does is it checks the airflow and the restriction going to the motor. If the filter is dirty, what it will do is the gauge will suck and pull this diaphragm in. If it's up here, you need to change the filter. Well, the filter is pretty new in here. Okay, it's maybe 15,000 miles. So anyway, climbing this grade, it's stock, but it was maxed out. Going up at grade, I had to drop down to second gear, going about 40 miles an hour, and it was a straight grade. There was no turns or anything to slow me down. So the gauge maxed out after that. The engine was not getting all the air it wanted. So that got me thinking, well, maybe this thing does not provide sufficient air to get the power, even with stock. Another thing, early 99, mid 99, late 99, and 2003, they changed out the box. They added this snorkel to the front, and they actually changed the size of the filter. The filter is different. The filter is about a ½ inch wider, but it's bigger. Now, why did they make it bigger? They made it bigger probably because this wasn't doing the job. Alright, so here's my plan. I'm going to test fuel efficiency. That's pretty easy to do. You may have to do a couple of tanks to get a good sample. I'm going to do some readings on the noise at idle and take it for a ride, see what noise it sounds like. Try to do a decibel reading measurement both ways. And then power is going to have to be the seat of the pants feel on power. That's going to be a subjective reading. The other two would be objective. So, 2 out of 3 isn't bad, right? It's good enough for meatloaf. Let's do some measurements. Okay, right now I'm going to try this sound meter. Stupid ads. Alright, start. It's loud. I usually drive more like grandpa than a teenager. I'm not trying to see how much fuel I can blow. See what the noise level goes up to with a little bit of spirited driving. Looks like I run about 80. 500. First things first, let's get this sucker out of here. It looks like the clamp here is 10 millimeter or 5/16, depending on what world you're in. The 3 clips. 1, 2, 3. Slide over. Let's come straight out. Set it aside. Looks pretty clean. Filter out. I've never taken this off. There's a little bit of dirt in there, but it feels pretty good. Okay, looks like nut driver again. Here. Where else? This is not scripted. This is my first time doing this. It goes to the battery tray here. Looks like I'm going to have to take the battery. I'm going to have to use, well, oh shoot. And then I got to take the sensor. The air temperature sensor. There. Twist and pull it to the side. It goes out pretty easy. And that's not going to work either. The battery has to come loose. Out of the way. Retrieve the nut driver. Alright. These some long bolts, man. Okay. Gotta kind of wiggle to get the one part out of the fender. Excuse me. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. It's all clear here. This is what it looks like. Riff Raff has a nice write-up on how to do this. Seems pretty straightforward, but I'm going to go over it real quick and make sure that there's no gotchas that I got to worry about. It looks straightforward for installation. Here's the size comparison to show you how much more filter I'm going to get. Quite a bit. And I will take this opportunity to do some cleaning in here. The big stuff's out of there. Kind of dolled up. Did not realize it's his own brand filter, made in USA. That's cool. I did replace the regular clamp here. There's a regular hose clamp that came on the filter, and I'm using this one. It's a little more durable, more robust, probably durable too. Sock says it's made in the US also. Nice fit. I put it on wrong. Holy cow, it's gonna be backwards. I can't do that. I mean, I'm not looks obsessed, but you know, it'd be nice to have it right side up instead of upside down. Alright, some test fitting here real quick. I'll put everything together loosely and then tighten it up. There's a lip inside the filter that's only going to go so far. Got it underneath the lip here, the fender, and that is not 10 millimeter. Okay, there's the finished product. Alright, at idle, it looks to be the same. And it doesn't sound any different to me either. That's wild. Right now there's no sound difference. There we go. I hear the whine more. 27. Well, according to this, it's not even louder. I hear a little bit of air sucking before the turbo whine kicks in and right after. If I could flip it around real quick here and get one more acceleration. But the noise level, the decibels in the cab are no different. Now when I'm towing on under a load, this thing might be screaming. I'm going about 63, 64 miles an hour. maybe about 80. I guess 80 is what it likes. You can hear a bit of a roar, a lot more throttle response. At any RPM, it responds a lot faster. Okay, so it's been a week. We'll go over a few things real quick here. The noise is definitely higher. Take that app and throw it out. Even though the decibel reading may or may not be the same, I don't know. But the sound is very different. It's more of a, it's actually more of a throaty sound. It's almost like a small roar getting on it. A little bit of acceleration, you hear a roar. You know, moderate acceleration. You're going to have the whine of the turbo come after that. It's tolerable so far. I have not towed with it, so I can't speak to that yet. If you get on it hard, you're going to get a lot of noise. Cruising on a highway, you get a roar. It's not bad. In town, you're running 40, 50 miles an hour. It's not really even noticeable. But yeah, once you get above, say, 55, 60, you start to hear it. Next is power. Power is... it's there. It's definitely there. It's more, not only is it like more throttle response, the lower end and the higher end, you have more power. Pretty impressive, actually. It does, from what I'm used to, it does get up and go a lot better. And I'm happy with that. Mileage, I haven't finished the tank, and I don't want to run my mouth on a half a tank and say it got better mileage. So what I'm going to do is run 2 tanks, see what it looks like. Figure 2 tanks will take out any anomalies with filling up, and, you know, not getting the neck full or too full. That should balance it out. Okay, so it's been a month or so. 3 tanks, actually. The first tank, I got 15.7 miles per gallon, and I was like, well, what's going on? Because that's worse, because I was getting about 16. I thought about it for a minute. In the old days, if you did a modification, you would reset the computer so it could relearn the airflow. And I didn't do that when I put this in. So I just disconnected the batteries and ran it for 2 more tanks after that. The first tank, I may get these backwards. First tank I did 432 miles, and it was 26 gallons, 26.78. That was 16.14 miles per gallon. And another tank was 415 miles and 25 gallons. And that was 16.45 miles per gallon. So the average between those two was 16.3, which is an improvement over what I was getting but just beforehand. That's pretty good. I like to milk it out a little bit more. The noise is, actually I've gotten kind of acclimated to it. It doesn't really bother me. So the performance, I'm starting to appreciate it a lot more. Throttle response, I mean, yesterday I had to get on it, I had to accelerate to pass somebody on the highway, and it went, I like it. I really like the acceleration. With all that, I think I'm going to keep it. It seems to be doing pretty good. One other thing I did notice about this, which is kind of odd, I've seen a few videos of other people, doing this modification, of course, and it seems that this side sits higher up and barely clears the hood, and it looks like it may hit it. This one sits low. Let me show you. Turn it here a little bit down here. It sits nice and low. And I don't know if it's because the box, I'm assuming because the box is different, and in the late 99 ups that there's a tray down there or something that's still holding it up. But with no remnants of a box, this is just sitting on top of the insulation on the fender well, that it sits a little bit lower. Does that matter? I don't know. Maybe some rubbing on top, maybe eliminated. This mod is here to stay for the time being, and I'm going to try to see what else I can do to squeeze out some more mileage.